Hey YouTube, Eagle Run 23 here. We are looking at some buckets. These are from the old Tractor Supply. And so how did we get here? So my daughter is actually on a cheerleading team, and they had to make up a little bucket to hold some of their gear, and you glue the ribbon and all the frilly stuff on there, and you got yourself a little seat. But when we went to go buy the bucket, this was a couple weeks ago, I realized that it was like $5.99 for a bucket. And I was like, holy cow, I need to get about 10 buckets, and they just doubled in price. So we picked these up here from the Tractor Supply. Whenever you're looking, make sure you can get food grade if you can. You may not need food grade, but if you're buying new ones, you might as well just get the food grade. But I hopped on Amazon just to see what the prices were at. One bucket is anywhere from $5.99 to $15.99. I even saw some of the 7-gallon ones that are a little taller for $20-25. Holy cow, plastic buckets are skyrocketing. You're gonna need some of these if you are just starting prepping, or if you are a seasoned veteran. You always could use a few more buckets. I remember that the lids used to come with the bucket. It used to be about $2 and you got a lid for free. Now the lids are $1.99. The lids are $2, and then the bucket, these were $3.99, which is the cheapest I could find. Home Depot and Lowe's have buckets, but these guys are local to me, and they had a competitive price, and so I picked up several of these just to kind of top off what we're working on here today. Now, if you can swing it, you're gonna want these Gamma lids. They spin on and off, so you attach this ring, and then it allows you to have kind of quick resealable action, and they do seal, and they seal up nice. I have several of these. Here's the kicker on these Gamma lids. These are $10 a piece. So I only picked up 2 of those because I don't really know. I know I need one. I picked up the other one in case I need it. But you can always use it. I even have, like, for my pellet smoker, I even have this set up. Pellets go in, reseal the pellets. It can stay on the back patio. No big deal, insulated from moisture. So Gamma lids, you're gonna need some of those. But this bucket right here is gonna be about a $14 setup when it's all said and done. So plan ahead and make sure you know what you're gonna need to put in those buckets, which we're gonna talk about next here. So if you're just starting out storing food, you're going to need to make sure you've got the basics covered. Beans, rice, canned goods, things like that. But if you've been doing this for a while, you probably have a good supply of those, and you're probably rotating, many of them out. And if you're stocking up, like right now, I'm really worried about, this winter. They're predicting record wet, record cold here in Texas. Given what we know happened last year, that's a bit scary. So we're gonna make sure we've got all of our stuff taken care of here, and just top off on a few things. Now, you'll probably hear people say, prep what you're gonna eat. I got some great examples for you. So when you're topped off on, those rice and beans, it's hard to know, it's hard to know what to do, because you're going to eventually, get tired of rice and beans. And also, you don't want like 50 pounds of beans in your house. Like, you're never going to use those. They don't last forever, so you're going to have to rotate those through, or you're going to have to throw them away in bulk and replace them in bulk. One of the things that I like to do is I like to add these little soup kits. These are about $3, and they make a huge pot of soup. You just add water and warm it up, and they're actually really good. We eat these sometimes when we're in a rush and we don't want to make dinner. You can just boil a pot of water, dump this in, stir it up, and you've got a really delicious soup. So these are good, just to have. And so prepping, 5-10 of these in a box, they're good for a couple of years. What's the expiration on this? These expire in 16 months. So we'll definitely use them up. I eat them in the wintertime and even in the summertime. I like soup, so these are good. Picked up several of those, and I think they're a good value, around 40-something cents an ounce. Things in cans, they just last longer. So again, get stuff you're gonna eat. We'll warm those up and eat those with a hamburger or something, or a steak or something. We'll eat these even if the world doesn't end. I'm still gonna enjoy those beans. Same with the soup. I like soups. There's all sorts of different kinds. Most of these, They're not, they're not 99 cents anymore. These are $1.50, $1.75 a can, which is a good value per ounce. So I like those things. And then make sure you've got fruit and vegetables. I always just grab a couple of the cocktails. Those seem to keep everybody happy. But I definitely have peaches and pears and pineapples. But I picked up a couple of these because they were on sale. These are super handy to have. Most people probably have these in their pantry anyway. Stuff like blueberry mix, bread mixes, cookie mixes. Have extras of these because that way you're not, you can rotate out what's in the pantry and then you'll have a good stockpile of these behind, and they're cheap. Let's see, how much were those? These are 87 cents. That's great. A big hack for the hikers and campers. If you're a hiker or a camper, you already know about rice sides. They also have pasta sides by the same brand, and these are super duper cheap, and you don't have to add meat to these. You can eat these as they are. They're lightweight, and you can take those hiking, camping, and of course they're great to have as preps. Same category, coming up on the fall and the winter, we're gonna have beans and rice, and we're gonna have jambalaya, and we're gonna have gumbo and chili, and having a cornbread. Can't go wrong with having some cornbread mix. And then these boxes right here, I like these because they're all the same size and they store nicely. So I always have a good supply of different kinds of pasta. Again, even on a late night where we don't want to buy fast food and we're, wanting a quick meal, boil some pasta. You always have a pasta sauce in the pantry. You can make together a real quick little meatball or whatever, and that's just good on a normal day. But obviously having those in preps and having extra of those, great idea. These are cheap. Always grab a few of those. Since I have young kids, having an energy bar, protein bar, some sort of snack bar, we like this type, and the kids will eat these. We'll take these when we go hiking, but I always pick up a couple of extra of these because if you're running around, it's nice to have these. I also replenish these in our vehicle supply kits. So I'll rotate the old ones, send those in the lunches or a snack to school, and then put the fresh ones back out in the car. Always have honey on hand. It's great as a sweetener, and this stuff lasts forever. They're gonna put an expiration date on there because they have to, but really, this stuff doesn't expire. We are very blessed here that my wife is a great cook and she knows how to bake and makes fantastic breads. We enjoy fresh baked bread all year long, and that's 100% my wife's doing. She loves doing it, and so we always have yeast, but during the coronavirus last year, yeast was hard to find. We had to dig into our preps in order to make bread last year. So whenever I go by and I'm buying some extra stuff to store, I always pick up a handful of these. We also shared these little sleeves like this. We shared these with neighbors last year during the ice storms that we had in Texas, and just in general during coronavirus. There was lots of stuff to do with this yeast. We handed these out to neighbors, and they're nice. They're $1.20 for a 3-pack here, or you can get a jar of it, or you can get them in a bigger. But these are handy because it's pretty much one packet for a loaf of bread. Depending on, don't quote me on that. Maybe it's not one. Maybe you can get 2 loaves of bread out of there. I don't know. I don't bake bread, but you got to have yeast in order to have bread, and the wife wants yeast, so we have yeast for bread. I'm not going to do a lot of editing to this video. It's going to be pretty raw and uncut because I want to get this information out there. I've got videos in the queue that I'm waiting for YouTube to approve. So there's gardening stuff happening. We've got a knife sharpening video that is stuck in YouTube review, and they've never not approved knife sharpening videos. I don't know what the heck those guys are doing. This okra was great this year, and we've got some seeds to harvest in there. So I hope you guys are doing well. Leave a comment if I can help you out. If you got some more things that you want to see me stuff in these buckets, leave them down below, and we'll give them a look, and we might discuss them a little bit more. All right, Eagle Run 2-3, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.